Hello.
Hey, hey.
How's it
Hello,
going?
hello.
Girl,
We
it's
are
going.
back with another live episode of the Chanel Love 22 podcast. Myself, Sweet Tea MP, and my favorite bestie, the Bloodwork MP, Latoya, Latoya
Yeah.
Buchanan. And then we also have Miss Amber Thomas here. Amber Thomas is our
Amber.
special guest. Hey, Amber. Amber Thomas is a
Hey, hey.
Amber Thomas is a holistic fertility and perinatal nurse specialist dedicated to helping childbearing women overcome reproductive health challenges and conceive naturally, with a background as a registered nurse in women's health and an international board certified lactation consultant. Amber combines modern functional lab testing and ancestral womb wisdom, herbal medicine, and emotional resilience work. Her signature approach focuses on addressing root causes of infertility, fibroids, PCOS, and hormonal imbalances, guiding women to restore harmony in their cycles, regulate their hormones, and call their babies home. Amber is the founder of Mother's Eve Childbearing Support Services, where she walks with women from preconception to postpartum in a deep, sacred, and evidence informed care. In this episode, Amber shares how she empowers women to take back their fertility, tune into their womb, and experience healing that ripples through generations. Amber, I'm so glad to have you here.
Thank you so much, Tawana, for that awesome introduction. I'm so glad to be here. Thanks again for having me back on the show. I am so
Yes.
excited on all that we have to cover today.
Excited, excited. Yes, it's the end of the year, Amber. We're wrapping up 2025, stepping into a new year. And I just thought that it would be amazing to have you here, of course, because I know that you definitely have things in the work for 2026 already, and you're always on it. And then, of course, my blood work bestie, Latoya, she has her little things that she's also working on, but we're all empowering and all encouraging everyone to improve themselves, reset themselves for 2026 as we
Yeah.
wrap up this 2025 year.
Yes.
That was amazing for me, I must say.
Yes. My thing for 25 was take me through there. Take me through there.
Hey.
Take me through there. Take me through
Look, and you was Latoya, you did that. You did that. I feel like I had a front row
Yes.
seat to Latoya 2025, y'all.
Yes.
I'm like, ooh, this good.
Sipping tea.
Yes,
Sipping
we have to
tea.
live vicariously through Latoya.
Yes, Latoya was living it up. You hear me?
Yes, girl. Yes. You have to do that
I
sometimes. And
love
that's
it. I
what,
love it.
is so beautiful about going into 2026. It's like, let me tell you something. This life is an experience and you are supposed to live it to the fullest. There is no need to stick around anybody, anything that brings your spirit, your frequency, your energy down. Everything should be
Right.
uplifting. You should enjoy every experience of this life. And that's what I absolutely love about Amber and what she does with mothers and, being with them while they're carrying life and after they've, given forth life and having that support, that unapologetic, non-judgmental support of someone who can help you through that whole process so you can feel like everything that you do is successful. And that to me is what 2025 has been about. It's like lesson learned, lesson learned, lesson learned, because I don't want to repeat any of the lessons. Okay? That's it. It was here. I got it. I learned
Yeah.
it. Keep it moving. So I'm going to be in the mix in 2026 because I kept it all the way live in 2025. Okay?
All the way live in 2025. That sounds like a
Yes,
bar.
you did. Yes, you did.
What you gonna do for 2026?
Be
Look,
in the mix. Be in
You
the mix in
be in the
you
2026.
mix for
definitely kept it
2026.
live.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Absolutely.
That is good though. Yeah, I'm
I
so
love
proud
that
of
you
you
kept
though.
it live. You really set the tone for what we should be doing as women, having fun, learning
Yeah.
lessons, living it up, keeping it all the way
Yeah.
live. You really set
Yeah.
the tone and example for what we should be doing and how to get our, you know, our lives together. So my theme for 2026, okay, get your mind right. So last time I was here, we talked about getting your soil right. Y'all remember that? So
Yes.
now it's get your mind right. So I really love how you did a lot of self-care, and while taking care of other people, you took care of yourself. So that's a perfect example of how to move into 2026.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely. You better, because I'm telling you right now, you got to take care of yourself. And I think we've kind of hit this before on the podcast. Like, we're all nurses, right? So at the base of it, we're empaths. We feel deeply. We want to help so much. And then I think as becoming business owners, you go into this transition of, you know what? I have to take care of me so that I can reach more people and have a greater impact. Because if I continue to pour into people who don't want to receive my love, or who I feel like I'm saying the same thing and doing the same thing over and over, and they're not getting any results as a result of what they choose to or not to do. So now I'm just pouring all my energy, all my life force, everything over here, when there's people over on this side that actually want me. They're craving me, they're looking for me, they strongly desire me, but I'm over here just pouring everything out over here. So whenever you actually find the people who are searching for you, I mean, this is friendships, relationships, clients, whatever, it's like now you realize, well, I have to make sure that I am fully healthy so that I can really pour into the people who want to receive from me, and actually do something with like all the gifts that I have, so then I can watch it manifest in their life. And that's what's so beautiful to me. That's what I love to see, because what it does is it redefines your purpose. It really feeds you even more. It's like, look at that word. Look how great they're doing. And it's like, I just want to replicate it, you know. And maybe that's why I kept having children, because I wanted to replicate my greatness.
Okay. For generations to come, huh? You get Latoya. You get Latoya. Just pass it on, huh, Latoya?
All the genes. All the genes.
I feel you.
Yeah,
I feel you. I really feel like my 2025 was so. I mentioned that it was peaceful, but I feel like it was peaceful because I have mastered creating boundaries, especially from people who I feel like are not pouring into me or are taken away and never giving me anything in return. So I feel like I've mastered that. And I mean, when I say mastered, of course, there's always work to do, but now I recognize like my triggers and I'm like, oh, no, I can't do that. But seriously, like I feel it, my life definitely is more peaceful on all levels, like
yes,
all levels. And even though 2025 did have some stressful times, even, with people in the politically, whatever was going on in the world, like I still had my peace, and I'm thankful. So that's something that I want everybody to, try to be more mindful of, creating that peaceful space for yourself. And then everything else, that's going on, your peace will trump that, like trying to stay peaceful. So yeah, that's one thing that I feel like was amazing for me this year.
That's amazing. That is really amazing. Redefining, rediscovering peace.
I can agree with that as well. Just choosing to vibrate on a high frequency, even when there are things that are stressful, even when there are people who are stressful, you just making a choice to vibrate on a higher frequency and set boundaries and protect your peace, and to not indulge in anything that doesn't serve you. So that's what I learned. That's what I learned, and that's how I operated in 2025. I would just really take a step back and reevaluate any relationship or program or organization or anything that I was participating in. Is this serving me? Is this growing me? Is this helping me? Is this supporting me? Is this helping me to get to the next level in my life? Or is this causing me stress? Is this causing me to feel overwhelmed? Is this causing me exhaustion? Is this causing me fatigue? And just being able to make that distinction of what things I wanted to keep or what things I didn't want to keep, and not feel guilty about the things that
Right.
things and people that I may have needed to let go. So not carrying guilt, not carrying shame, not trying to manage other people's emotions,
Mhm.
just, just being me and functioning in the vibration that I want to function on, despite whatever else is going on around me. And that's so empowering to know that
Yes.
you can choose to just be at peace, even when there's chaos around you.
Mhm.
Yes, because
And
you'll
those are
always
the
have
steps that we
chaos.
really have to take
Mhm.
always.
Mhm.
So we just really have to take those steps to protect our peace, no matter what season we're in, no matter what's going on, with work, with business, with kids, with family. We have to
Mhm.
make that choice to operate in peace, to operate in a high vibration, in a high frequency, and most importantly, to keep our central nervous system regulated.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say, because I was
Yes.
saying, like, there's chaos in the world all the time, right? Peace is something that you practice, not something that you wait for. You have to literally create your own peace within your own world. So you can't control the world, but you can control your nervous system. So practicing things that help you stay calm, help figuring out what triggers you and avoiding those things, and also just creating, like I said, creating a peaceful environment for yourself is gonna ultimately, that's your peace, that's your world. Like
Mhm.
you have to take charge of your own. When they say take charge of your life or take charge of your narrative, write your own script, that's
Right.
literally a part of it.
Mhm.
Creating that mindset that you can have a peaceful environment, although there's a lot of other things going on in the world, because that's not going to stop. So one of the main things I always tell people, like, is it something that you can change? Yes or no?
Mhm.
Is it an immediate threat to you right now? Yes or no?
Mhm.
Like that's something that kind of helps you, like, okay, well, let me step back from it, because there will be something come across the news, and people are literally like, did you hear that? Oh my God, this is like, I mean, you could just
Mhm.
see it automatically take them from
Yeah.
0 to 100, like
Yeah.
just listening or hearing some type of news that just happened, and they were just peaceful. So
Right.
like I said, asking yourself those questions: is this something that I can change? Is this something that's an immediate threat to me? Kind of
Mhm.
help bring you down a little bit. I know you still are going to have worries and think about things, but just being in
Mhm.
that emotionally triggered fight or flight mode, like
Right.
all kind of hormones and things are being released from your body, and it's
Right.
stressing you out. Like right now in this moment, your
Right.
body's stressed. So
Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
recognizing that is important.
Exactly. And with all those chemicals being released in your blood, so that's the one thing I think that I really would love for people to understand, and this is definitely the platform to educate on that, is that although you may not necessarily see what's happening internally whenever you deal with a stressful situation ongoing, like relationships, friendships, work, whatever you're watching on TV, that could be the news, it could be anything, but those chemicals for fight or flight are only supposed to be there for a short period of time, right? So
Right.
when you continue to think about something over and over and over, these chemicals continue to be released and just lay out there in your bloodstream. So
Yeah.
those chemicals were not created to be in your bloodstream for an extended period of time. So when you have days and days and days of trying to solve a problem or figure something out, and your nervous system is staying heightened, those chemicals are what basically start to induce your blood pressure going up. It start causing other issues in your body because they were not created to stay out for that long period of time. But what I've heard from a lot of people is, okay, well, what do I need to do? Like, how do I not stress about this? Because, like you were saying, you pretty much teach people, Sweet Tea, how to prioritize. Like, is this imminent, like right now? Is this something that is going to affect you in this moment? So whenever people start trying to prioritize things, I think that can also be something that's a bit challenging too, because everything seems important in the moment.
Right.
Everything seems important. But when you say, like, is this something that's going to affect you right now in this moment? No. right? But it's still a worry because the person knows it's coming up, though. It's coming up, or
Right,
I'm
right.
gonna have to make this decision, and that's what's coming up for me. But just really finding ways to regulate your nervous system, or basically calming yourself down. Calming yourself down. I absolutely love Gracie's Corner. I watch Gracie's Corner. I did Gracie's Corner. Gracie is like, Gracie's Corner is everything. But she has this she has this whole technique she does, like when you get mad, how you should like count, and it's different things that she teaches kids to do for when they become upset. And it's like, if we could carry that with us into adulthood,
Right.
and not think of things, or open up, let me not say not think of things, open up to more things like deep breathing, or we talked about
Mhm.
this before, breathing the correct way, like that actually helps to relieve stress. It's actually how I learned how to relieve pain, right?
Mhm.
Like it does all of that, and it helps those chemicals to go back to where they need to go to, and not just continue to lay out freely in your bloodstream. I mean, it really helps to, improve a lot of things going on in your body. So I mean, it's a
Yeah,
lot to
reset.
say. Yeah, definitely reset. So I mean,
Mhm.
it's a lot to say when it comes to that, but I know one of the main questions from people is, okay, how, like, how do I reset? How do I regulate my nervous system? What do I need to do? And if you look at studies on even deep breathing, you can see, like, some people may not, well, I'm not spiritual, or I don't believe in that, or I don't do this. But if you look at it from a scientific standpoint, even the studies on breathing and how to breathe correctly, it actually shows you what's occurring in the body and how that can actually help and heal your body and help, improve your quality of life. So, yeah, I think the how is something that people really, really would, love to dive into, would love to learn more about, is how do I do this? How do I get reset? Because I got to leave this stuff in 2025 here. So
Yeah.
what do I do for 2026?
Yeah, so I agree, Latoya. Definitely, people do want to know what how do I do this, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
we all know that this is something that can help us. So, like we mentioned before,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
creating boundaries will put you in a less emotional, volatile state, so that you're not, having um anger and rage and all of these things, and have your nervous system all over the place, and fewer fight or flight responses. You'll be more consistent emotionally,
Mm-hmm.
saying no without explaining why. Everybody doesn't deserve an explanation of why you're saying no. If no is just no,
Mm-hmm.
these are my boundaries, and this is, I'm
Right.
not doing that. And then I also feel like, who asking yourself, like, who you feel calm around, who brings you peace, who causes you to feel anxious, who causes your body to tense up. So paying attention to those things and help creating boundaries is a good way, but also staying positive, having a positive mindset, having a positive outlook on things that may seem negative, not always saying negative things toward yourself or looking at the negative. Look at some of the positive things you did. Like, instead of saying you didn't accomplish that goal, or you didn't do whatever it is you were trying to do, look at the positive things that you did get done that week. Also, I feel like having faith and being grounded spiritually is another thing that helps. Trust in the process, trust in God or spirit or whatever it is that you believe in, like that in itself, having faith kind of helps, especially if you're super anxious about what's going on in the world or in your future. Just knowing that you are protected, and that you have faith in God, and whatever that plan is can help you to remain peaceful and not be so stressed out as well. Meditation is a good thing. Prayer, like you mentioned, breath work, affirmations, grounding, being in silence, creating a calm environment for yourself. You can't, like I said, you can't control the world, but you can control yourself, your body. That's one thing that you can regulate. So, yeah. Amber, I know that
Yeah.
you,
My favorite thing to do is grounding. That is one of my favorite things to do. I've done a lot of that this year. So much. Like, I look forward to it. One of my offices is in a city called Grapevine in Texas, and there is a botanical garden right behind the office. So in between clients, I may go outside and walk the garden, or once the day is over, I go outside. And just to clarify, for those that don't know, grounding is you walking outside basically barefoot, in the grass, in the soil, in the sand, even like in water. Elements of the earth are making contact with your feet, with your body. And as your feet kind of absorb those elements of the earth, it can help reduce inflammation in your body. It can help reset your nervous system. Grounding, it literally grounds you to the earth. And so that is one of my favorite ways to like reset and decompress from to calm myself down, maybe from a stressful day, or if I just had a high anxiety, client or situation. That's one way to just reset my nervous system. And it's very efficient. You can do it for a short period of time, as short as 5 minutes, or as long as an hour. But being in a place where it's very therapeutic, where you're surrounded by water, flowers, nature, birds, feeding the ducks, fish, just like that can just really reset you. And do it as often as you can. You can do it several times a day, several times a week, anytime that you feel like you need to reset or calm yourself down. For me, that used to be food. This is one way that I've been able to like change my diet and lose some weight, is by doing more grounding. When I used to get stressed, I wanted to grab, my body would be like, give me carbs, give me sugar, because it wants to replace that energy that I just put out. And so I learned to just go ground, and that would satisfy some of those urges and cravings. So I really, really love grounding. So Latoya was talking about the chemicals being released. One of those chemicals is cortisol, and it's just our hormone. And so just going for a walk can reduce your cortisol level and take you out of that fight or flight state where you feel like you're being chased by a tiger every day. As women, especially Black women, we carry a lot of things. We carry generational trauma, stress. We just carry a lot. And so we need a way to be able to release that through breath work, through grounding, through some of those things that Tawana mentioned as well. And so for those that are on a fertility journey, your body won't feel safe to create if you're in a fight or flight state. So these are some awesome ways.
Say that one more time,
to
Amber.
release
say that
some
one more
of
time.
the tension, regulation, nervous system. If you are on a fertility journey, your body will not feel safe to create if you are in a fight or flight state.
If you are on a fertility journey, okay, I want the people with PCOS. I want the folks who have been told that they can't get pregnant. They don't understand why. They don't understand how. If your body, Amber said, if it's in a fight or flight state, it can't what, Amber?
It doesn't feel safe.
It does not feel safe to create.
Yeah, that's
safe to create.
That is the
people to catch that. I want some people to catch that, because I mean, if y'all think about how much we see, and I'm not downing diagnoses. I understand what diagnoses are. It's a set of symptoms and signs that's put together, and a label is put to it. It becomes pretty consistent amongst people, and it's like, okay, it looks like we're seeing this more amongst these type of women, amongst brown women, amongst Asian women, Hispanic women, whatever. But understand that when someone has said, okay, you're giving your body this diagnosis in that way, okay, I understand that there are some things we can't control, but if you are in an environment that has you constantly emotionally heightened most of the time. And you're wondering why you are not getting pregnant. And even if you go see a provider and they say everything is cool, just let's lay PCOS to the side or any other gynecological diagnosis. Let's put those to the side. There's nothing wrong with you. I don't understand why you're not getting pregnant. Look at your surroundings, who you're talking to, who's in your home, who's in your bed. That's deep. People really need to hear that. They really need to hear that and understand that. And Amber, I didn't mean to interrupt, but that right there was such a nugget that I don't think people hear enough. And I believe you said that the last time as well. And it hit me in that same way, because I really think that's a pause moment for people to understand, to really pull that into themselves, to really let that settle inside of them so that it can stimulate thinking and problem solving. Okay, what do I need to do? You know, back to Tawana said, prioritizing. Okay, what's something that, you know, I can really change in my life today? That's one of them. That's so deep. That's so deep. I had to jump on the bandwagon. I'm gonna let you keep going, Amber, but that's very significant. And women need to know that. They need to hear that and understand that. So just because you got an old dusty, I'm gonna say it. You got an old dusty, okay? You have a dusty not doing anything for you. That's
okay.
But they stressing you out. You're stressed out. And it's like you trying to figure out what's going on with me. That's exactly what it is. That's what it is. Why are you 25, 33 on high blood pressure medication?
No. Latoya, I feel like women don't realize the impact of their emotional well-being and their psychological conditions. You know, we don't pay enough attention to our mental health when it comes to diagnosis. We are looking at it from a medical standpoint. Here's the diagnosis, here's the treatment, right? But that doesn't always work. As a matter of fact, most of the time it does not work, because a lot of these things that we're dealing with as women are emotional. And if you don't know, we store those emotions in our bodies and then they manifest as disease. So PCOS, fibroids, endometriosis, thyroid disorders, those are all hormonal imbalances from emotions that we have stored in our bodies. And so we have to approach it from an emotional, psychological standpoint to heal. You can take all the medicine you want. You can do all the procedures, all the surgeries you want. You will not heal. In fact, when you try to remove fibroids, if you don't address that root cause, they're going to grow back.
Come back.
When you try to do weight loss surgery, you're going to lose some weight and then it's going to come back. If you never learn how to eat, if you never learn the proper lifestyle, you have to address your healing from a root cause. As Black women and women that are ancestrally from another continent, it's going to be more difficult for us to heal in this environment. Our DNA is from a higher altitude. And so we're used to being outside for hours and hours and hours at a time, getting healing from the sun, getting vitamin D. So we have to put ourselves in a place to heal emotionally. So PCOS can signify that you're dealing with self-esteem issues, that you're dealing with anxiety, that you're dealing with depression. Endometriosis can mean that you're holding on to trauma. So there are emotional meaning to each of these diagnoses, and that cannot only be addressed with medicine alone. You have to release whatever's going on with you mentally and emotionally and psychologically to heal those things in your body.
And that emotional healing.
So we think about healing versus treatment.
That emotional healing, that's what's so deep to me. And when I say deep, again, that means it's really hitting home, because women, that is really important for us to hear. Like emotional trauma. We look at emotional trauma sometimes as, oh, that was just a breakup. Like if it's a breakup and it's keeping you in the bed too long, that's emotional healing needs to occur. And what I mean, like you have to call out of work more than once, more than twice, more than 3 times over a breakup, that is emotional healing that needs to happen, right? Like that means something, it was that circumstance, that
It was
situation
traumatic.
so traumatic to you
Yeah.
that it is affecting your emotions that heavily to where you are not able to do things that you normally do or you normally enjoy. So that is what is called a trauma. And I think sometimes when people hear that, you automatically think of a veteran. You automatically think of war, right? Like post PTSD or post traumatic stress, you automatically think of a veteran. You automatically think of somebody being in war, they're coming back. And no, that can happen with someone who has had a bad divorce, a bad breakup, who has had who has miscarried, right? Or someone who the provider has told them, like, you're not able to have children. You know what I mean? Someone who's not able to pay their bills, someone who gets evicted, someone who loses their home, someone who loses their job. I mean, these things you can affect you the same way that something has affected a veteran that has been in the military and in war, because you exhibit similar symptoms, right? So that right there, and understanding that emotional healing is necessary. And let me say this, as a believer myself, it's not always something that just going to church is going to help you with. Okay? Because we like to think that we can walk into a building and that building is going to give us some type of significant power. Baby, the power is in you. As
Absolutely.
a believer, let me say, that's where the power lies. It's within you. Greater is he that is in me.
Yes.
Right? Yes. So the power is in you. So you have to know when to pull on that strength, pull on that source, and know, you know what, this is not something I'm able to do by myself. And in your time of meditation and peace and prayer, listen to what spirit tells you to do, because the resources are all there for you. Don't try to cover it up by going in there playing the tambourine. Because that is not, I mean, it may make you feel okay in that moment. I'm not downplaying it or saying you shouldn't do that. But what I'm saying is don't let religion cover up emotional trauma. Because what you get is a lot of people in a building that's emotionally traumatized and they're hurting each other. That's unfortunately how certain religions get bad reputations, or people decide they no longer want to go visit those places, because it's really just a lot of emotionally traumatized people finding a way to cover up their hurts if you don't get to the root of it. So regardless of what you believe, if that belief is not healing you in that way, if you still see that person and your stomach turn, or you can't be in the building with them anymore, every time you think about this situation, you cry just like it happened 5 minutes ago, you're not healing. Emotional healing is necessary. And there are people who God has given to us as resources to help us overcome those things. That was just so significant. I don't know where that came from. Sometimes these things happen, but I just know that people need to hear and understand that, you know, as powerful people, we have to tap into our wisdom a little bit more and not sound so unwise when it comes to healing and saying, oh, that's taboo, that's not for me.
Right. And I think that is a part of the culture too. You mentioned like going to a building, getting something just from being in a building, like that's similar. That reminded me of the people who want, like, give me a higher dose, give me more medicine, like let's fix it with this simple. It actually takes work on your part. It's action based. So your healing is action based, and you have to practice creating these actions and intentions for yourself. So self-care, like I always promote, responding to people who trigger you, like recognizing those things. And also, like you mentioned, spirituality, like when you say it's within you, meaning it's your faith, it's your belief, it's you know, it's your prayer, it's your meditation. All of these things are the actions that you take to help get yourself in a better space, or to heal yourself. And even recognizing, doing some self-reflection. Now that's
Mhm.
That's something that definitely, I mean, everybody can't do that, of course, because I feel like there's some people who won't be honest with themselves,
Right.
and it self-reflect in the way that they should. But just taking criticism or, whatever it is from somebody who's close to you and kind of looking at the situation like, is this it, am I really that way? Or, is this really a
Mhm.
problem?
Mhm.
'Cause a
Mhm.
lot of times you're just quick to be like, oh, you said that to me, or she's being
Mhm.
this way towards me. It's not me, it's them. No, let's just look at the whole situation.
Yeah.
Being mindful of how you act and respond to people can also help
Mhm.
you figure those emotional traumas out, because
Yeah.
you tend to carry that along with you in life, and that
Mhm.
is something that I feel like will help you next year. So for next year, my focus, guys, is gonna be on myself. So I'm doing this 365-day self-care challenge, whether it's every day. So every day next year, I'm making it intentional to do something for myself. And it doesn't have to be um a long drawn out thing. Just something simple, like you could do 5 to 10 minutes of alone time, or a
Yes.
stretch, or a walk, or
Mhm.
just something intentional for you, whether you're journaling or watching something informational. So I don't know, just whatever it is for you, that's for yourself. And I want to see where I am this time next year. Like, I'm
Mhm.
intentionally giving myself something every
Mhm.
day, and I want to see where that goes. So I feel like that I'm in that mode of like self-care, regardless of how I give that to myself. So yeah, I'm very intentional with that. Do you have any goals for next year, Latoya?
I love
Girl,
that.
that was so beautiful. And I agree, Amber. I love
Well,
that
I
too.
just wanted to say,
Mhm.
I wanted to back up a little bit. Latoya was talking about the spirituality, like going to church versus seeking psychological help. I feel like people feel like it has to be one or the other. If I'm
Mm,
Christian or if I'm religious, then why does seeking psychological support has to be a taboo? So I just want to encourage people that they can go together. It doesn't have to be either or. You can be Christian,
Mhm.
religious, spiritual, and
Yes.
get psychological support,
I'm glad you
aka
said that.
therapy.
I'm
It
glad you
does
said that.
not have to be either or. You
Right.
can pray and meditate and see a therapist.
Mhm.
right.
The two do not negate each other. So I just wanted to emphasize that, clarify that,
Mhm.
encourage people that you can do both. And
Mhm.
then Latoya mentioned kind of tapping into the wisdom, right?
Mhm.
So speaking of tapping in, another modality that I use for my mental health is called brain tap. I have introduced this
Mm.
before to Latoya and Tawana, but this modality is designed to regulate your central nervous system. So you can access it on the Brain Tap app. I will be leaving a free access code that Tawana will give you guys for a free trial for 14 days to use the Brain Tap app. So you can access it as an app on your phone here. And there's
Mm.
actually a breath work section. You see that? Breath work. So it will
Mm.
guide you through breath work, it will guide you through meditation. It has frequencies and vibrations and basically music therapy that appeals to regulate your central nervous system. It can
Mhm.
also be accompanied by a brain tap headset,
Mm.
which has LED lights in the ears
Mm.
and on the headset here. So you would use this as you play it on the app to literally tap out. Like sometimes we just need to tap out. Like the day was just much. It was just too much. And so you can literally just
Mhm.
come home, sit on the couch, put on your headset, turn on your app, and play whatever. There's different categories: addiction, recovery, weight loss, work, dental anxiety, like anything you can think of that you need. This is a tool that you can use to say, hey, this is what I need. And this tells you you're okay, you're safe, I'm okay, I'm safe. So this is, in addition to grounding, another thing that I like to use to regulate my central nervous system. And then as for me in 2026, I am going to be focusing on softening and femininity. I really want to recharge my feminine energy, the divine feminine energy. I feel like I've gotten away, you know, as like a business owner and a mom, you start to be in control of things and the authority of things and the leader of things. And I feel like you can really tack on a lot of dominant male energy. And I really want to tap back into my feminine energy this year. So, you know, all the things that we see online about the soft life, I really want to get back to the soft life. I want to be a passenger princess. I want queen treatment. All those things. So 2026 is like my feminine divinity.
Got you. That's perfect. Oh, I love it. Love it, love it, love it, Amber. That sounds amazing. That was amazing.
I felt it. I was there with you in the passenger seat. I was feeling it. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Wow. Gosh, that is so amazing. Yeah. Let me see. 2026 for me. For me, 2026 is this is my play full out season. This is unapologetically LaToya season. Okay. So be ready to be sick of me on several levels, because I am playing full out. I mean, this is my year of lessons, and now it's like, who are you hiding behind? Why are you hiding? No, this is you fully. I'm going to do everything I can possibly do in this life experience with every moment and every day that is gifted to me. And that means this was the year of learning lessons quickly. So 2026 is the year of carrying everything out. Everything. No more hiding. No more doing things halfway. I am out there. I am in your face. Whoever I'm around, wherever I am there fully. Whatever clients I have, I'm there fully. That's why I'm now qualifying clients. I'm not just taking anybody because they click on my link. So I removed it from my social medias, because this is the year, because I've worked with clients who want it. They understand that their mental clarity is a blow work problem. They understand that. And they want it because whatever they're doing in their life requires them to have mental clarity, requires them to have natural energy. There's no more convincing. For me, it's education, and it is placing everything out there for the people who want it to come. But I'm not convincing, I'm qualifying, right? And that's on the client and business front. As a mom, playing full out, I'm everything, okay? Dropped some weight. I am feeling great. I'm doing my supplements. I'm increasing my hydration and all of that. So now I'm able to move around more with my children. I'm able to be outside and running and playing full out as a mom. Okay. Romantically. Okay. Romantically playing full out. I'm dating. Now, this is not, me putting myself out there for people to hit me up from this podcast. That's not, I'm just saying I am, but really.
It's not a public service announcement.
No, it's not a public service announcement. However, what I mean is that this is my year to be fully who I am and not feel like I have to be emotionally down and connected with this person. No, this is my year for me to allow people to see who LaToya is, period. In the friendship arena, it's the same thing. I'm down for you, you down for me, right? And I'm no more self-sacrificing in that way. So this is give and take friendships and give and take relationships. This is Latoya playing full out. Everything that I've learned up until this point in my life, this is the year I'm carrying it out by any means necessary. So that has me fully excited, and I could care less about what anybody thinks of me or what anybody thinks I should do, because I'm very clear on who I am. I'm very clear on where I'm going, and I'm very clear on what I want my life experience to feel like and to look like. And there are so many things in life that we have no control over. They're going to happen, but I'm in control of the things I choose to say, I choose to do, the people I choose to be around, the friendships I choose to have. And once I learn that and I take full responsibility for that and have that level of self-awareness, I'm unstoppable. I'm unstoppable. So that's what I learned this entire year of 2025, from Miami to Nigeria.
Is that going to be the title of your book? I told her she need to write a book, Amber. From Miami to Nigeria.
To Nigeria, baby. This is it.
Look,
like
you need another book up there next to Against All.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. And you know, that is something that has really stuck out to me. I was looking at us earlier, and I'm like, goodness, we all showed up to the podcast with hoops on. We had no idea. We had no idea. Right. So my brain started working, and I was like, okay, hormones, OBGYN, like pregnancy, lactation, optimal mental health, and peace and performance. Okay, so this, I feel like this energy is us like showing up, and it really being like, this is the hoop conversation, right? This is basically what this is. And
these are the circle. That's what it is.
You took the words right out of my mouth. Full circle. And it's so much that can represent, and it's so much that comes in full circles and full cycles. And then I'm thinking of like infinity, and I know the infinity symbol is different, but for me the hoop is like you can choose what cycle you want to be in, right? So I can choose like, okay, I'm in this relationship, okay, I'm doing this business, okay, I'm doing this only, or I can choose that I'm going to be successful, and I can be in that cycle. So I'm in the cycle of success. And that's the cycle that I'm walking into 2026 with. And with what each of us have stated that we're going to do, like really paying attention to yourself, Tawana, and Amber walking fully in her femininity, and me being unstoppable.
Look, I want to be on Amber journey too.
It all comes together.
Everything. Though. Yes. Look, this whole thing is a journey. I agree.
It all comes together.
I agree.
So, wow.
Latoya, you definitely, I just love everybody's goals for next year. Like it's so empowering. Like I can relate to things Latoya said, things Amber said, and also the things that I said. So I feel like definitely full circle. But I you know how we create, or have you guys ever done like a vision board for the year to come? You know, or something similar. But I thought about this year, instead of doing like a just the typical vision board, doing like a like something geared more towards your mental health or your health as a whole. Not, you know, usually we're like, ooh, I want this career, or I want this house, I want this car. But no, let's make it more intentional, like a peaceful state of mind, a peaceful environment, grounding more, healthier body, healthier blood work, you know, the things that are changing you internally. And then of course it's gonna exude outward once you change your internal environment. And Amber, I wanted you to touch a little bit on what you had to share with us for the fertility side of it.
Yes. So you mentioned grounding, you know, like I said, that's one of my favorite things. I also think it's good to like just get into a habit or something that you really enjoy that also grounds you. So I've been getting more into like gardening and plants, having more plants in the house. I love plants and I'm just learning more and more about them. I've also gotten into herbs. You know, I think I told you guys my husband is from Nigeria. And anytime I'm sick or anything, he just whips out all these herbs. My grandmother used to do the same thing. So we are tea drinkers over here. We don't really drink coffee, but We drink tea on a daily basis just to heal. So I have curated some teas, some herbal teas for womb wellness. So I will be releasing the Womb Care Reset Guide that has basic herbal tea guide for those of you who would like to try some teas that can help shift your frequency of your womb. And so that information will be included in the guide. The guide also has information on Brain Tap and which Brain Taps you can use for womb care. So I want to show you some of my teas actually that we've created. So this first one here is our blood builder tea.
Okay.
We have a lot of clients that are struggling with low iron. And honestly, I've had a handful of clients that after we did their blood work and we saw that their iron was low and their ferritin more specifically was extremely low, we were able to work on building their iron. And many women are able to get pregnant alone just by correcting their iron before even having to go the IVF route. And so this is our blood builder tea, which focuses on building your iron. So it has red clover blossoms, nettle, dandelion, hibiscus, and stevia leaves. That's our blood builder tea. We also have, this is my favorite. This is, let me see, the Womb Warm Up. Warm Up tea. And it actually, when you drink it, you actually do feel warm. So
you can feel it.
Works. So this warms up the womb for those who are wanting to stimulate your womb and get it hot and ready and warm for conception. Girl. This has red raspberry.
Latoya, is this part of your journey next year? Like
this is our womb warm up. Now, speaking of readiness, now just to get you in the mood, we have our divine receptivity. Think of that, divine receptivity. So this opens up your reproductive system to receive, to put you in a place to receive what's coming to you so that you can conceive. Right. So this is our divine receptivity tea. Yes. Okay. And then for my girlies that are struggling with fibroids, we have our fibroid free tea. Fibroid free. So this is going to help reduce and eliminate fibroids with jasmine green tea, hibiscus, dandelion, and stevia leaves. Okay. So again, get your own customized herbal tea package from Mother Eve's. We have one more, which is our digestive detox and energy tea. So this one is a detox because you need to do this first to make sure your gut is in balance before you start trying to conceive. And so that any supplements, vitamins, herbs, foods, nutrition, minerals that you are consuming can actually absorb and digest properly. So this is our detox, digest energy. This is going to help with fatigue, brain fog, and just chronic stress. So we have 5 of our blends that are ready for pre-ordering. And we will be releasing the information on these in our Womb Reset Herbal Tea Guide.
Wow.
Yes, I love it. Love it.
Do they go to your bio, or is there a site or something that they can go to order it? Because this is exciting.
Yes, it's all in the guide that's going to be released. How to
Perfect.
Get
it. Okay, awesome. I love it.
Yes, and Amber, if you could, so I drink herbal tea, so I know how to prepare it. But so someone purchasing this, how would that? Because I see it's loose leaf, right? So is it?
So the instructions are actually are right there in small print on how to prepare it. This is place 4 teaspoons in a steeper. Excuse me. Pour hot water in a cup and cover. Let sit 10 minutes. And then on certain teas, it tells you what day of your cycle to use the tea. So like the womb warm up is day 4 of your cycle.
I love this. I love this. I love
very
so
detailed.
The instructions
like very
come
detailed
on the package. Yeah.
Wow.
That's amazing.
So,
That's amazing.
You know, I got a question, and this just came up for me. Not for me, but for some women. I'm advocating for them.
For your friend?
No, not my friend. My friend.
Oh. You know how people say asking for a friend.
It just came up, but for women who
asking for a friend.
Listen, for women who have aged and maybe they do not have as much lubrication, are you able to, are you looking to, could they talk to you about what type of tea that they should drink or that they could use to help with lubrication? I know you had one for warming up the reproductive system. So was that the same one?
Well, with that one, I would start with some blood work, some hormonal blood work to see, you know, what hormones could be causing. Like if they're experiencing some dryness, they could be in perimenopause or, you know, headed that direction. So that's what we want to look at first. See what would be the proper, you know, way to help them with the lubrication. But it's just far as the teas alone, for that one, the divine receptivity would be the best one for that, because it to get your body to release the lubrication to be ready to receive. So that's the tea that I would recommend for that.
Lord, Amber gonna get folks pregnant, then help them through their pregnancy.
Right. I like how Amber brought it back to the root cause, though. Like she didn't just say, "Hey, this tea." It is the root cause. So you do want to
exactly right.
You do want to approach that and then
correctly
be receptive, right?
Yeah.
Is that what it's called? Receptivity tea.
If you ain't looking at the root cause, what you looking at? What are you treating? I mean, what are you doing?
just running in a circle.
Right. Out there blind shooting.
And I said it.
So we're not doing that in 2026, y'all. We're gonna get our blood work. We're gonna get our blood work 2026.
And I'm telling the audience now, I give you permission to tell your provider. The blood work NP said, if we're not looking at the root cause, what are we looking at? Really? That needs to be said, especially if you're a person that's experiencing side effects of multiple medications, or if you are someone who the medication is not working for you. You know, that is really an authentic question. I mean, that is very relevant to whatever it is that you're experiencing. The blood work NP said, if we're not looking at the root cause, what are we looking at? Because you can look at the root cause from a medical standpoint as well. We just really practice it from a holistic and functional standpoint, using your blood work, looking at more narrow ranges. But there is root cause medicine too. I mean, they can use medications to tackle root causes as well. Just with us, you won't experience is like side effects. With those medications, you could experience side effects. But that's something you really need to allow to be a part of your language and lingo when you're going to see your provider, or any provider for that matter. In emergency situations, of course, they're trying to get you stabilized so they can find out what's, happening. But that's something that you need to bring up. So, Amber, we're always going to take it back to that as root cause blood work analysis trained nurses, nurse practitioners, providers. That's very significant, and we've seen it work for people. So I'm really glad too that she brought that up, and she had those teas out there for those of y'all that's trying to conceive. First get rid of the dusty. Then get somebody.
So you be in a better space emotionally.
Yes, you drink your tea in peace while it's warming up, baby.
Yes.
It's warming up.
Right. So look, Latoya, you mentioned about
drink your tea, do some grounding, do some
yes,
all of it, all of the above.
Yes, exactly.
All of the above. Latoya, you mentioned about your blood work and asking your provider. I just want to let y'all know that of course, I focus on mental health. I've been doing a lot of research on gut-brain connection, right? And man, it's amazing. But my 2025 prices are not carrying into 2026
as they should.
And and my root cause blood work analysis, I look at things so different now that I've been doing a lot of research about this gut brain connection. Oh my God, like it is a lot, and we don't realize how much is really it honestly is like your gut is the first brain.
It is.
Because it tells your, depending on what you put in, depending on what you put in it, or just emotionally, you don't even have to put just how you're feeling emotionally. There's things being released and done within your gut. You know how in fight or flight, some people, you either got to use the bathroom right now, like, you know what I mean, like different things change, and it changed within your body, but it's your gut is like number one, I'm telling you. But I just wanted to throw that out there because I'm being very intentional, like you mentioned, Latoya, with the clients that you work with. I absolutely am being intentional with the clients that I work with, because if you don't change the lifestyle, the things that you put into your body, then like you said, you're running in circles. You're not really addressing the root cause, and it don't matter what you do, you're still going to have the same issue because you didn't address that root cause. So yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there. I'm being very, I don't have the qualification process like Latoya mentioned, but that's a good thing because I feel like once you qualify a client, you're more likely to have better outcomes.
Oh yeah.
Because they're ready, you're ready, and then you can just tackle and address the issue. It's not the convincing stages or trying to get them to see that, they're ready. They're ready to go.
Exactly.
So I love that. I love that.
Exactly, because ultimately it's the results that the person wants. So you know, I can't want it more than they want it. Like they have to want it. They have to say, you know what, I've already looked at certain things on my own, and I'm ready. Or people usually say I'm ready for a change. So if that's who I'm speaking to, anytime that I do anything, anytime that I post anything, for the people who, just want more information for right now, keep watching my page, keep watching Sweet Tea page, keep watching Amber's page. We'll be giving you more information. But for those who actually want to change, those are the ones that come to the inbox and say, no, I want this blood work analysis now because something is wrong and I don't want to live the rest of my life like this. And those are the ones who have the best outcomes. And I've noticed that the people who are still kind of trying to decide, not really sure, whatever's happening with you is not affecting your life that bad. Not in a way to make you say, no, I have to change right now. Right? It's just something that you're kind of playing with. And for me, that becomes like a self-confidence issue. Like, I don't quite know if I want to do this, or I don't know if I want to do this. Well, you need to take some time and figure out what is priority to you. But the ones who I work with, and it's not everybody, so I don't speak to everybody, but the ones who actually work with me and do well are the ones who recognize that their health and their bodies are the primary reason they're having a life experience. So whatever it is that they are doing in their life, parenting, being married, getting promoted, trading. My best clients have been people that trade options, day traders, because they understand mental clarity, neuronal firing, what all of that stuff means and how it contributes to them boosting their income. So they understand it, right? But the people who don't quite know, or who are used to taking medications, those are the people sometimes that kind of don't quite know, and that's okay. Keep following our page for more information until you get to the place where you're comfortable and confident enough to make a decision for yourself and say, this is important for me. I choose to live and not die. But that's not something I can give.
Yes. And some of the common things, I just wanted to mention this too, because I know we're talking about root cause, we're talking about blood work, but just so that people understand, like some of the common things that we're talking about, I'm seeing a lot of people with a lot of autoimmune stuff going on, a lot of rashes, a lot of just flares, like your body attacking itself, fungal rashes, viral, like there's so many different things that can be going on within your body that blood work will tell you. And also the mental clarity part, the insomnia, can't sleep, anxiety, depression, all of these things are related to your gut health. So I think people need to understand that some of the things that are happening are going on with you. When we say blood work, we just mean the blood work is the roadmap to determining what's going on and how we need to approach that to correct it. So yeah. Latoya, what are you seeing anything in particular, or is there anything that you want to put out there for people to know that you focus on, or you kind of do all around, I feel
Yeah,
like.
I mean, I do. What my focus really is optimization. So I'm just gonna optimize whatever you have going on. So
Yeah.
if you come to me and you just happen to have high blood pressure, or some people don't even realize that they actually have high blood pressure. It's like, oh, I didn't know that number was high, right? Or, oh, I didn't believe when they told me it was high. I went to the doctor last year. They told me to keep watch on it, those types of things. But for me, the most important component is readiness. Be ready, come ready, because you have to put the work in. It's, we read your blood work and we tell you this is what's going on, this is what's causing this, but where is that connection for you? Where is that it just really hits you in a place that nothing else has, for you to say, I'm ready to move and be done with this. Like, I don't want this to be a part of my life. And that's your why. I can't give a person their why. But when they come to me and they say, I want to do this because I got to walk my daughter down the aisle. She's getting married next year. And I can't, continue to be tired all the time, falling asleep all the time. Right. Or I'm trying to satisfy my wife and I can't. I'm stressed at work. I have this going on. And then I just went to the doctor and they told me I have high blood pressure. I'm not trying to live my life like that. Those are people who are ready. So that's really the main thing for me, is just your readiness and your level of conviction. Because once you have that level of conviction, I'm going to give you 110% of what you're willing to give yourself. So again, come ready to work with me. And it's not for everybody, and that's okay. But for those of you who are ready and you know that you're ready, those are the ones that I will give 110% to, because they're giving 110% to their self. So that's the lesson on self-confidence. That's a whole nother podcast episode. But come ready. And if you need more education, that's fine. But understand, and also look at who you're following, okay, on social media. People can say all kinds of stuff. I'm not drinking this because they said this, or I'm not doing this because they said it. Who are they? The people that just told you not to drink that type of water. What certifies them? What validates them for them to give you any type of advice? Right. So we all have degrees, we all have certifications here, and then we went a step further in that. So we got trained in conventional medicine, and we got trained in holistic and functional and analyzing blood work on top of that. But some people, they read stuff, they could have a little something to them, right? But you have to do your research and find out who these people are that's giving you this advice that you're taking. Because I have people coming to me doing oregano oil and black seed oil and this oil and that oil, and I'm like, is it working? Well, I don't think so. Well, why are you taking it? Because somebody said for them to do it on social media. And Amber mentioned cortisol earlier, and I remember that whole cortisol wave people was on for a while. Everybody was talking about cortisol. That was the only hormone, whenever I talk to people, that they want to talk about was cortisol, because it was so popular. Yes. And we look at my cortisol, baby. You got more than cortisol, but yes, but let's look at your thyroid, really, because the thyroid is in control of a lot of different hormones that affect a lot of different bodily systems. So let's take a look at that. And then once we start like really taking a look and seeing what's happening with that organ and what it's releasing, if it seems that cortisol could be a problem, we can look that way too. But there are so many other things. So basically vet the people that you are listening to, the people who are giving social media advice, right? Actually research them, find some stuff out. Because I promise you, if you click on their links and you join some of their stuff that they're doing, they are not who they say they are they, Tawana?
That's right.
They're not doing what they say that they're doing. They're not giving what they say they will give you for the prices that you pay. Okay. So make sure that when you invest your money in 2026, you're investing it in yourself and something that really will change your life and meet you at the point of your life that you are, and help you to make a positive transformation. Be in the mix in 2026.
Amber, and that we talking about hormones. I know you definitely, for your people, the hormones is an issue, of course.
Yes. So we know I specialize in fertility, but I also specialize in hormones. So any type of hormonal imbalance that a woman may experience throughout her lifetime, especially with a thyroid, as Latoya mentioned. So Latoya mentioned that she specializes in optimization. I specialize in customization. And this is how we really get to the bottom line. We need to customize what is going on with you and make specific recommendations for you. I'm with Latoya. The people that you see on social media, it's very generic information. Yes. Try black seed oil for this. Try soursop for this. Try this. There's all these things, and they're great things. But are those things what you need? So the only way we can know that is by looking at your blood work and seeing what's out of balance so that we can know, okay, like we talked about the iron being low. So a lot of doctors will just look at your iron and say, oh, it's fine. But as functional practitioners, we're looking at your ferritin levels, which is a more stable indicator of what's going on with your iron levels. And so when we see that that's low, then we can focus on getting your iron in balance, and that alone can affect your mood, your fertility, your hormones. You need iron. So that's just an example. So why am I giving you black seed oil and soursop when you need iron? So we just need to customize that experience. Yes. And you guys are out here buying, supplements from Walmart and Amazon, and you just putting things in your body, not really knowing what your body is asking you for, what your body really needs. So definitely partner with someone like Tawana, Latoya, or myself, so that we can take a deep dive into your specific needs and help you with the recommendations that you need for your body. So you're not just adding to the problem, but that so that you can actually heal and not just be doing what everybody else is doing, because we all need different things.
Right.
Customize that in 2026.
Yes, I agree.
That's right.
Yes, Latoya, for sure. Absolutely. Because without that, I feel like it's a wave. Social media, like you said, it's the soursop wave. It's the oregano. It's this, it's that. Yes, like you mentioned the cortisol, and then at one point everybody had ADHD. Like it's definitely it's definitely whatever is whatever's popular in the season. So being very mindful, using your discernment of who you're listening to is very important. Very important.
Exactly. Wow, this has been amazing. Right, always
ladies. Amazing. Well, yes. Amber, do you have anything else you needed to say before we wrap up? Was there anything else you needed to mention? I love what you're doing with the teas. I love it.
I feel like I was able to get everything out. So yes, this has been great. Thank you so much.
That's amazing. All right. And Latoya, how about you?
Girl, I'm up here looking amazing, feeling amazing. Smelling amazing, girl. It's amazing.
Well, you definitely are glowing. Look, 2025 left you with that glow. Okay.
Girl, all the way live.
Yeah, you look amazing. Both of y'all look great. I can't wait for this new year to bring what it's gonna bring. Oh yeah, did I mention I'm traveling more next year? Did I mention that to y'all? I'm definitely traveling more. That's part of my self-care. That's part of my self-care. Traveling, being intentional about my time with myself and how I give my time. So yeah. For real. Like, Okay, guys. Well, it's always a joy. It's always amazing with you ladies. It's always a good time. And until next time, I want to leave you guys with the best wishes for 2026. It's going to be an amazing year for everyone. And we are going to accomplish our goals. We're going to be back here next year talking about how we knocked it out. Amber going to be soft. Amber going to be enjoying her soft life. Look, Latoya's going to be married.
My soft life.
Right, engaged. You could be engaged, Latoya. You ain't gonna go there far.
We would 2026 has to offer.
Yeah, Latoya is going to be engaged, and she's gonna accomplish all of her goals. And I am gonna
manifest it.
I am gonna just exude self-care, y'all. I'm just
I gotta get married.
What? Because you said you were dating Latoya. Are you okay? Well,
nobody talked to Latoya. Latoya's getting married.
No, I was giving you good energy. Like, okay, you don't want to be, you just want to date. Okay, everybody, Latoya is dating. Okay.
It's good. It's all. Oh my gosh.
All right. Well, thank you, ladies. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys and wish you the best.
You too.
All right. Bye. Chanel Love 22. It's a vibe. Like, follow, and subscribe.
Disclaimer. The information shared on the Chanel Love 22 podcast is for educational and entertainment purposes only and is not medical advice. Neither the host, guest, nor the podcast assumes responsibility for any actions taken based on this content. Listeners are strongly encouraged to consult a licensed healthcare provider before making any changes to their health, including medications, supplements, or treatments. This podcast is intended to comply with applicable regulations. However, it is not a substitute for legal or medical advice specific to your location. Listeners outside of the United States should ensure they follow healthcare guidance and regulations relevant to their regions. Thank you for listening, and remember, health is wealth.